Right, hello. I was going to change my tyre this weekend because it's squaring off quite a bit, and the wear bars are coming. They're still there, but I was going to change it this weekend, but I thought I'll stop and I'll look into what the actual law is. So basically, I looked up on the old internet, and so we're 1 millimetre across 3/4 of the tread pattern, with the visible got to be remaining on the last quarter. So the middle quarter is going to wear out the most. So what I did is, what I've done is I set up a tread. So it's not taken from the edge of the tyre, it's actually taken from where the tread pattern starts. So that's the edge of the tyre, that's where the tread pattern starts. I've marked it on both sides. So my measurement is actually taken from these two marks here. And I end up with this. So what I've done for quickness is I've just laid this on here, and I've got two marks. So I've got a mark here and a mark there, and I've also done it where a bar is. So there's a bar there, and my mark is just here. Okay, so just have a little measure up, see what we got. So I'm using just going to zero that. So my actual mark is about there. Just zero that again. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to move it in a little bit. Right there I've got 2.8. This bit here just needs to be visible because it's actually inside. So everything inside this line, the tread's got to be visible, which it is. So I've got two more markers here. So that edge just falls. So let's have a little measure there. And that's saying 2.5. So I'm all good. And let's just take a measurement here. I'll do it inside the measurement part, and that is showing 2.5. So I've got, a good mil and a half, well, a mil and a half before I get down to that limit. Let's just measure where it's worn, where this part just needs to be visible. And I'm at 1.3 mil. So I'm going to take a measure of the mileage now, and then I'm going to run this tyre to its either on the mill or near it for the limit. So you can see where I've put a mark around there, and see how many more miles I would have got out of this tyre as opposed to just changing it. Now I know people would say that tyre's starting to square off, it's now past its best. It is past its best, but these tyres cost me a lot of money, and I'm thinking, well, it's summer at the moment, okay, I'll get a bit of rain than that, but I want to get as most out of this as I can before I have to change it. So I'm going to keep using this tyre because it's within its limit, and it's interesting to note that only that part of the tyre roughly has got to have visible tread, and outside of that's got to be minimum of 1 mil. So it's quite interesting that. So hope this helped. Cheers. Okay, here we are, back again. Right, a little bit of history about this tyre. This tyre, just a bit of facts and figures here. This tyre is a Bridgestone Hypersport S20R. It came stock with the bike. It's a stock tyre that comes with the bike. It's a good tyre. I'm very happy with the way it's sort of worn. More or less worn it out now. Total mileage for this tyre. Total mileage 6,752 miles. I've decided to call it down this tyre because basically at my lowest point I'm at now on the crown 0.6 of a mil. Yeah, so it's rapidly disappearing. Interestingly enough, on the actual bars, the bars are like they're not flat across, they're sort of on a hill like that, so it's now flush on one side but not on the other side, so it's flush, it's sort of becoming flush on one side. That's my mark there, my measure mark for my trammel. There's my trammel, so I sort of laid that out last time. The tyre is about 1.8, 1.6 in places, at that mark, at the, you know, at that actual, sorry, that mark there, yeah. So basically, I'm messing around here with like basically 1/2 mil, so it's time to out the tyre. Another reason to out this tyre is I picked up a puncher. Now, I know when you wear tyres out, the carcass becomes very thin and it's more liable to become punctured, but this was a screw right in the crown, and I picked it up 2 weeks ago. Lucky enough, I come out to the garage and tightened it. It was already inside, it's flat, and that's my repair. Now, I haven't done a proper repair. This is one of these worm repairs, so basically I used a small one, and that has been in the tyre for 2 weeks. I've been carrying around kit with me to do another repair in case that one went, but it's held up for 2 weeks. Dropped a bit of pressure the last couple of days, but it held proper pressure for a whole week without any issues, so I'm really happy about that. And I've done it really fast and it worked. I expected to have to take that tyre off and either out it or do a proper repair. It's not worth repairing it, I would just out it. So all week I've been carrying around foot pump. I carry this stuff around, literally, I don't expect it to work. As you can see, I've been carrying this around my bike for years. I expect this to just help me pump the tyre up, basically, so I'll carry that. I've also got those little canister bottles as well, but I don't expect that to work, but I've been carrying that around, as well as a full-on foot pump in case this went down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the new tyre up with bike seal, which is stuff for sealing tyres. So the information is there if you're interested. There you go. I'm going to be putting that in the tyre. So total mileage since I've made the first video, I managed to get a further 857 miles out of this tyre, which I think is fantastic. I'm just doing this for information basically, but you know, to help you guys out, or if anyone's really interested. But at a push, probably push that to 1,000 miles, but at some point you've got to say, right, enough's enough. But the tyre is still legal at this point, by the way. As you can see, you can still visibly see that part of the tread. This part is coming down now near to the limit, which is 1 mil. It's sitting currently at 1.8 mil or 1.6 mil. But 0.6 for a mil. I mean, if you were to get stopped and measure this on the roadside, you know, by the police, I mean, I don't know if they use digital equipment, but yeah, I mean, it's really a bit of a grey area there. So yeah, it's time to out this tyre. So there you go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to measure my new tyre, the actual crown depth, because it'd be interesting to work out how many miles you get per mil, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be doing that on my new tyre. As I said, this tyre, I've got no idea how much the centre crown, how deep it was to start with. But as again I said, this tyre's done 6,752 miles. Alright. I know you can get much harder compound tyres that you sort of last a lot longer, but you know, I haven't been going slow on this bike, if you know what I mean. But there you go. Thank you.